Hey everybody, it's just Danny and I'm really excited that you tuned in today. So today this live tutorial is a get ready with me. I'm going to take you guys along while I'm getting ready and give you guys a few tips along the way. If you guys are new to my channel, my name's Danny Rose and I'll be your host of all things beauty. If you haven't done so already, you can subscribe to my channel by clicking that little link down below and don't forget to click the little bell for notifications. So I'm going to go ahead and start with putting my hair back, just throwing it up in a quick ponytail so it's not in my face while I do this tutorial. I hope everybody's Sunday is going beautifully. And I want to thank you all for tuning in. Alright, so first we're going to start out with our primer. And I am going to show you guys my favorite go-to primer. If you guys watch me on the regular or see me on social media, you guys know that I love the Maybelline Master Prime. This is the Blur and Smooth number 100. This is the best ever. It's $10.79. If you get it in Ulta right now, they're buy one get one 50% off Maybelline products. So if you guys are looking for a really good drugstore primer, this is the one. So I've already applied my moisturizer for the day, cleanse my face, all that good stuff. So now I'm going to go ahead and apply the primer. You guys want to make sure that you have a nice clean canvas to work with. So you want to make sure that you exfoliate your skin, make sure you have moisturizer on, and all that good stuff before you do your makeup, because it really makes a difference on the overall outcome of your makeup. So you definitely want to be sure that your skin's nice and clean. Nice and clean. Now, if you have large pores on your nose, like I do, definitely make sure you get enough of that primer on there. I know some of the other YouTubers, the beauty YouTubers, they just put the primer in certain spots on their face. This primer I apply all over my face. So depending on what you're needing as an end result, as far as your foundation look, all depends on how you apply it, but I would suggest to apply it all over your face. So today I'm going to use my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. And I just let that primer set in for a minute. So while I'm doing that, I'm just going to moisten up my blender. And I call it my blender because it's not the beauty blender. This is an e.l.f. blending sponge. This works really well. It's $6. In comparison to the beauty blender, it's really great. It's super soft and it's super affordable for everyone. So what I like to do is I always keep like a bottle of water handy or my MAC Fix spray. And basically what I do, if I have a bottle of water, I'll just moisten that sponge with the bottle of water I have, or I'll spray some of my Fix spray. Right now I just use my bottle of water that I have handy, and now I'm going to go into the Photo Focus Foundation. This is a great everyday foundation. The Photo Focus Foundation is like $5 and it's really good for like everyday wear. It's not heavy on your skin, doesn't clog your pores. I absolutely love this. So I'm going to go ahead and apply it to my face. I do use the applicator that comes with it. And the trick about this foundation is to make sure that you don't apply it too much, because sometimes I do over apply this foundation. I don't know why, but I do. Maybe this is why, because look how much I'm putting on my face. It looks like a lot, but it's really not a lot. So we're going to go in with this dampened blending sponge by e.l.f. And we're just going to go ahead and blend this out. And for those of you that have just tuned in, the only thing you missed was me applying the primer to my face. And I used the Maybelline Master Prime Blur and Smooth number 100. So you always want to make sure that you have nice even coverage with your foundation. I have seen people apply foundation and be out in public and their foundation is super uneven. You don't want that to happen. I always like to get the front of my nose like this with the sponge, because sometimes I'll see people they'll apply their foundation, but they don't hit this part of the nose. So then when you're out, you really can see an unevenness, and you don't want that to happen, guys. You want to make sure, especially if your foundation's a little bit darker, that you drag it down your neck. This color actually matches my skin pretty well, so I really don't have to bring it too far down. You want to make sure you get in your hairline here. And again, if it's a lot darker than your skin, definitely get your ears. Thankfully, this is not a lot darker than my skin, so I don't have to worry about that. So now I'm just double checking with my mirror, up close and personal, and making sure I have a nice even coat. Which I do. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my concealer. And I am going to get underneath my eyes. And for this video, I think I am going to use my CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous Concealer. This is like one of my favorite concealers. This is in comparison to Tarte's Shape Tape, except you can buy it in the drugstore and it's really inexpensive and it works really well. I always like to buy a color that's a little bit lighter than the foundation I'm wearing, and then a little bit lighter than my natural skin, because it'll give you a nice little brightness under your eyes. A lot of people have different methods of applying this. I apply it like this, but you can apply it however you like. Just going to put a little more because this is pretty empty. I have to buy a new one. And then I'm just going to go up in here. And this will just give you a nice little brightness and also conceal any imperfections. I'm going to go ahead and take that blending sponge again. And I'm just going to blend this out. You want to make sure you blend upwards towards your hairline when you do this. And obviously, if you guys have any blemishes or any particular marks that you do want to conceal, go ahead and apply your foundation first, and then just take a dab of the concealer and apply it over that area that needs that little extra coverage. All right, so we have our concealer on, we have our foundation on. Now I'm going to go in with the Coty Airspun powder. If you do not own this, grab it at the drugstore. I think they have it in Walmart also for like $5, $7. I paid $7 for this at Walgreens, which is a little higher price than what it normally is, but it's worth $7 or $10. You get a huge amount of this setting powder. This is a nice loose translucent powder, and it comes like this. So I'm going to dip my blender into that, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to apply it underneath my eyes. And what this does is keeps your makeup from creasing underneath your eyes, and it also sets your foundation, your concealer. I always like to make sure I get a good amount because I always have a problem with creasing if I do not apply my makeup like this. And you guys just be careful because I'm getting it in my eyes. I do that all the time. Don't know why, but I always do that. So I'm just going to let this sit for a minute. I know people let it bake for like 10 minutes and stuff. I normally don't do that. While I'm letting it sit, I am going to go in with the Ulta Beauty Nude Matte Eyeshadow Primer. And I'm going to go ahead and start priming my eyes. And you can just apply this with your finger. I always do the eyeshadow primers with my finger. So I make sure I get a nice even coat. And as you can see, the difference between this eye and this eye, this has no primer. So this primer is really good at giving you a nice even eyeshadow base and keeping your eyeshadow from creasing. Now, for those of you all who are tuned in, for some reason, I cannot see anybody chatting. I'm in the process of getting a software that I can interact with you guys, you know, for these live videos and tutorials that I'm doing. But in the meantime, I can only see what you're saying after I get out of this, and I can still communicate with you. I don't know why, it's very weird. So if I'm not answering you, it's not because I don't want to answer you. It's because this software is like acting up. So now I'm just going to take a face brush and I'm going to go in under the eyes and I'm just going to dust this off. And as you can see, it's nice and smooth and everything's looking nice and tied in together. So now I'm going to go in with my contour. Now, if you are doing everyday makeup, you don't necessarily have to do a contour. Actually, I'm not going to do a contour today for this video. I'm just going to go in with a blush and a highlighter to keep it a little bit more on the natural side. So I'm using the Tarte, this is the Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush, and the color is Exposed. So this is a nice kind of peachy color. It's very pretty. I like to use peachy colors on my skin because I have a darker complexion, so it looks really nice when I use that. I'm going to use that same brush, and I'm just going to go into this blush. I like to tap out the excess because you don't want to get too much. And then you're going to smile. And this really helps to show you where your structure is on your cheeks. And then I just go from the apples on my cheeks and I go outward. And you can always put more on there. This is a very light blush. I'm just going to double check this here in the mirror. So I have a really nice natural color to my face with this blush. It looks very, very pretty. Very pretty, very natural. It gives you a nice brightness to your skin. It's beautiful. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go in with my Too Faced Love Light highlighter. These are absolutely beautiful and blinding. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. And I am going to use, this is an Ulta highlighting brush. So I'm going to use that for this. Hopefully it'll pick up enough of the highlight. I'm just going to go in and highlight. Wow, that is a gorgeous highlight. Absolutely gorgeous highlight. And this is like a really nice look that you can do like everyday makeup. Like you can use it for your everyday makeup, you guys. For some reason, I feel like the color is not picking up on this side, but maybe it's just the angle that I'm on. You know what? I am going to take a chance and I am going to go in with a better brush. Hopefully I won't have like a super crazy highlight. But I'm going to use this brush that came with my contour palette. Oh, so that brush works way better. So let's get that on the other side. And let me just double check it with the mirror here. All right, so we definitely picked up nice pigment with that brush. And you know what? It really does make a difference, the brush that you're using for your makeup, because if you're using like a brush that's not so great quality, then what's going to happen is your makeup is not going to come out the way you want it to look. So you want to try to get the best brush that you can get. They last a very long time as long as you take care of them. So now I'm going to go in with, this is the Tarte Tartelette in Bloom palette. I just picked this palette up. I've never used it. Now I am going to grab my blending brush. This is a blending crease brush. So I'm just going to grab this. And I am going to start out with this light color right here. This is called Charmer. So I'm going to use this color. And this is going to be my base. And I'm going to apply this over the whole eyelid. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And this really helps set your primer that you put on and gives you a nice base to start with. You always want to make sure when you're holding your brushes that you hold them at the right point, because if not, you will get too much or too little product on your eye. So that's the great thing about these Wet n Wild brushes. They're good quality, they're very inexpensive, and they have a guide right there. So you put your hand right there, and that's a good spot to keep your hand when you're doing your eyeshadow. So now I'm going to go in with this color, Flower Child, and I'm going to use this as a transition color in the crease. And you always want to make sure you tap out your excess. And for those of you who are not aware what the transition color is, the transition color really just gives you a nice base so you can build in the crease. And for, you know, a base for the color to grab on really well. So now I'm going to go in with the color Sweetheart, which is like a pinky color. And I'm going to keep using the same brush. And I'm going to go in the crease with this. I want to keep it on the lighter side because this is like an everyday makeup. And you guys want to make sure you don't put too much product on your eyes because you can always build it up, but it's really a pain to get it off. So as you can see, we got a nice color going right there in the crease. Now what I'm going to do, just to deepen it up a little bit, is I'm going to go in with this color Rebel, but I'm going to stay on the outer part of my crease with this. And when I mean the outer part of my crease, I'm just staying right here with this color. I am not going in any further. And this just adds a little bit more depth to your eyes. Now, I kind of want to do a little bit of a glittery, sparkly color. So I'm going to go in with this light shimmery color, and this is called Funny Girl. And I am going to pack that on my eyelids. Actually going to go ahead and go in wet with this one. Tarte applies so beautifully when your brush is wet. Like, so beautifully. Wait till you see the difference. So I just wet my brush. And now I'm going in with Funny Girl on my lid. I'm going to do that on the other side also. You want to make sure you keep it on your eyelid so you do not get the color in the crease. And A large eyeshadow brush like this is really good just to pack on that color. So this is a really, really pretty look. Not too much that you can wear every day. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to go in with my crease brush again. And I am just going to blend this color. And I'm blending it in. And you can blend it down a little bit. All right. So now that we have that done, I'm trying to think if I'm going to do an eyeliner today. I think I'm going to go in with my Bobbi Brown eyeliner. Sorry that I'm like sideways. I'm just trying to grab my makeup out of my organizer here. If I can find it. All right. I'm not using the Bobbi Brown. I'm just going to use the Maybelline. So this is the Maybelline New York Line Express eyeliner. And I'm just going to go in the waterline with this. And you actually have to go over your eyes a couple times with this. Give me 1 second, you guys. I'll be right back because I just want to see if I can find the other one for you because it works a lot better and it'll make this look pop a little bit more. Okay, I am back. So as you can see, I love this. This is the Bobbi Brown eyeliner, the longwear eyeliner in the color Jet. This is really dark and it'll stay in your waterline really nicely. All right. So that's plenty just for this natural makeup look that we have going on. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my Stila. This is the Stila Huge Extreme Lash Mascara. And I am going to go ahead and apply that. This is a really nice mascara. It makes your eyelashes look really pretty and long. It's very buildable. And it's not heavy at all. Nothing's worse than having like a heavy mascara on throughout the day. I'm going to just poke myself in the eye. People have a lot of different methods to apply their mascara. I have huge eyes, so I do apply it like this, but sometimes I stab myself in the eyeball, which you definitely do not want to do. So you use whatever method is good for you. This applicator is really nice on here because it really separates your lashes nicely and makes them look nice and full, which I love. And now I'm just going to go in on the lower lash line. And just to give this look a little bit more of a pop, I'm going to go in with one of my favorite liquid matte lips from Wet n Wild. And it's the Liquid Catsuit. And this color is Give Me Mocha. It's not mocha. I don't know why they say Give Me Mocha. It's more of like a reddish kind of color, but like a reddish pinky color, but it's really pretty. Has a great applicator. It's like $4.99 in Walgreens. And this really will give this look just a nice pop. When you wear a bolder eyeshadow, then you want to keep your lips a little bit more nude sometimes, depending on the occasion. I hope, geez, I almost like ate that. I hope you guys enjoyed these live tutorials because I'm going to be doing them more often. I'm going to try to do them every day. So if there's different tutorials that you want to see, just leave me a comment. Because any ideas are handy and I do take them into consideration while I am filming these videos. So there we have this beautiful look. And now just for a finishing touch, I'm going to go in with some clear brow gel by e.l.f. You can use any brow gel you want that's clear. And this really just helps to get any foundation or any makeup that you might have got in your eyebrows off. And that's it. And there you have it. So there is our beautiful look. Very easy to recreate. If you guys have any questions about this look, please do not hesitate to comment, or you can DM me on Twitter and Instagram at justdanny1, and I will be happy to help you guys out. I want to thank you guys once again for tuning in, and I will see you all next time. Love you, and stay tuned for more great videos.